Hello, what's up? I'm Brian here doing another video for you guys, and this time we're going to talk about even more Transformers EarthSpark figures. Now, these were first shown from Ben's Collectibles, but now we've got official images coming from Hasbro, and some of it is pretty exciting, some of it's okay, and then one thing is kind of disappointing, but at the same time kind of not. I'll explain why later. But let's go ahead and start off with the one-step changers, then we'll go to the Warriors, and then the two Deluxe Class figures that were shown. So, starting off with the one-step flip changers, I imagine you just lift them up and they're going to change or something. But yeah, we've got Swindle, which is the first time that Swindle has been introduced in the EarthSpark toy line, so that's pretty cool. And I think that the color scheme is mostly fine. I think there might be a little too much gray in the chest. I would like to see a little more yellow. But overall, I think it's fine. I'm not sure how I feel about the truck mode right now. I think that the colors are just kind of weird. You got that random bit of black and then gray in the back. I don't know. I just kind of feel like this is a basic toy, so not really too much to critique here. I do like the head sculpt, but yeah, I guess it's okay for the kids who like one-step changers. And then we also have Soundwave, which looks like a kite or a brick at the same time. And that's just a thing, I guess, because these one-step changers don't really have too much going for the articulation. It's mostly just a thing that would transform, and I gotta admit, the jet mode does look pretty cool, especially when you see it from a top view. It looks very nice. It's a stealth bomber this time around, which kind of reminds me of the Cybertron Soundwave, so I actually really do like that. And I think that the Soundwave design is still kind of creepy. I really do like it. So, with that out of the way, let's move on to the Warrior class. The first thing we've got is the Megatron. Now, for those who are confused what's the difference between Warrior and Deluxe, usually Warrior classes are much simpler toys with some sort of gimmick thing going on with either the figure or the weapon, and the Deluxe class is more in line with what's going on with the Generations engineering. So, taking a look at the Warrior class, I actually think this looks pretty good. Not so much in the jet mode, though. The jet with the legs flipping up and the way the propellers just stick out a little too far, it's just, I don't know, or they just look like they're on very thin beams. Not really the best look, but at least the center of that, chopper mode looks pretty good. And I do like the fact that it's a twin propeller thing, because it reminds me of animated. Taking a look at the robot mode, however, the robot looks really good this time around. It looks decently articulated. It doesn't look like any of the gimmicks is going to hinder any of the articulation. I'm not sure if it's got a head joint because sometimes they skip that out on the Warrior class toys. Don't know why, but sometimes they do. But otherwise, I like the fact that the side skirt pieces are on ball joints so you can move them out of the way. The articulation seems decent. It seems like you could plug the gun onto the side of the arm, which, by the way, you can see that on the side of the chopper mode. That looks weird. I don't like that. But yeah, you could definitely plug that on the side of the arm. It's not just meant to be a handheld weapon. You could see the peg holes on the side there, so don't worry too much about that. But it seems to have some sort of blade thing popping out, or maybe that's a flare effect. I don't know. But overall, I think the shape and design is pretty good for a Warrior class. And then taking a look at Thrash, I actually thought this was a Deluxe class toy, but no, this is another Warrior class figure. Now, the sidecar is going to transform into this sort of gunner thing. I think it also transforms into a shield. I could be wrong about that. But the actual Thrash figure itself looks pretty decent. I mean, this arm looks kind of weak, but whatever. It looks fine for what it is. I think that the sculpt on the head is fantastic. There's also this kind of wheelie mode that they showed off to where you could flip the legs around, so that's kind of fun. But I'm kind of hoping that you can take off the weapon, and it seems like you can because you can see the pegs of where it would attach onto the side. So, not only would you just have a normal bike mode without the sidecar, probably, but you could just take that off and have the basic toy, which I think is a good thing and the right direction to go with the Warrior class lineup, instead of those first line of Cyberverse toys where, the Optimus Prime arm had this axe weapon thing and it just was not that good. So they're learning from that, and I'm very happy about that. I think the colors are pretty much spot on for Thrash, so I'm pretty happy with this toy. And then we move on to the Deluxe class figures. Now, this is just going to be the Cyberverse Shockwave. In fact, there's going to be no difference other than the paint. I'm not sure if it's going to come with a blast effect, but yes, it does come with the gun. And obviously, it's going to swap out the part of McAdam for the part for the guy with the robot arms. I can't remember his name. But anyways, so yeah, it's kind of disappointing in that aspect, but what I will say is this. I like that Shockwave mold to begin with. I think that if anyone missed out on the opportunity to get that Shockwave, well, here's another chance to get it, because it's actually a pretty fun toy. I do like the fact that they flip up the spikes for the stock images just to kind of change it up. But my disappointment is, does this mean that Shockwave is going to make an appearance in the show, or did they just not care enough to make a whole new redesign? Is this kind of like the Last Night Bumblebee situation where the first toy was just a re-release of the previous line? It's not really an uncommon practice. I mean, with the Cyberverse line, the first 3 one-step changers were just robots in disguise repaints. So, I'm not really entirely surprised. I am still disappointed because I would like to see a new Shockwave. But if you look at the color scheme, it does remind me of the Action Masters version of Shockwave with the orange chest. So, I kind of like it. I might get it, but who knows exactly. And then, last but not least, we also have the Deluxe Class Optimus Prime, which looks pretty alright. Yes, it's hollow in the arm, which looks kind of weird, especially when you got the ball joint right there, but I think for what it is, it's not too bad. You got the little iron blaster right there, so that's nice, and that can store in the back of the truck. I thought that was a nice touch. And then the axe, which I believe you could plug underneath the truck mode, because I'm not seeing where it is, but there's obvious storage because you can see the tabs right there. Yeah, the front of the truck just sticks out on the back, but I think other than that, for what it's worth, it's a decent looking Optimus Prime. I missed out on the first Cyberverse Deluxe Optimus Prime, so I wouldn't mind getting this. And I feel like it's also sharing some parts of that Optimus Prime. I don't know, it just seems rather similar, but I could be wrong about that. It looks fine. So, with that out of the way, what do you guys think? Please comment below, let me know. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and all those fun doodads, and I will see you guys next time.
AllSpark TV, now that's just prime.